this will be part 2 of the welcome to class on day 1 video. And so make sure that you play these as often as you can. So to continue what I was saying, this course is 5 weeks compressed. We're going to cover a lot of material. You're urged to contact me with any issues you have early on. I was mentioning earlier that there is digital tracking, so it keeps track of how many hours you log into the course, what pages you visit, how long you're there, etc. The same thing happens on Pearson Revel. When you contact Pearson Revel, they're going to compare your accessibility to the rest of the class, so keep that in mind. I know in the past, before these digital tracking programs were in place, a student could say, hey, I don't understand anything, and therefore nothing was in place to compare them to the rest of the class, but now there is. And I like to say that early in the course so that you understand that it's how much you're putting into the course is how successful you're going to be coming out of the course. And so let's continue on. You've read the syllabus, you've completed the introduce yourself assignment, you've updated your profile, you put your most recent photo up there. Make sure that it's not a photo of pets or children. It has to be a picture of only you on there, similar to what you would have at a yearbook. Make sure you complete the biography. The biography is a little short paragraph on how long you've been at Modesto Junior College, what are your career goals, what are your aspirations, what do you want to get out of this education, etc. And so once you've completed all that, by Wednesday, you then can start working on your Pearson Revel. When you start working on your Pearson Revel, wherever you pause, it will keep track of where you are. There are no time limits on the Pearson Revel quizzes. You will have a quiz for every chapter. And so I urge you, if something happens, you've only completed half the quiz, you could probably just finish what you're working on, submit that, because you'll have 2 attempts at the quiz. Now, by Friday at 8:59 p.m., all the discussion postings and all the Canvas assignments close. And so you'll still have the weekend to work on your Pearson Revel class assignments. I mentioned on part 1 video that some weeks you'll have 4 chapters, other weeks you'll have 3 chapters. We usually start with 4 chapters in these summer compressed courses. Keep in mind that this course would normally take 16 weeks in a regular semester, and for summer we will only spend 5 weeks on the course. So it's substantially less days, less amount of time that you are in the classroom. But as far as the coursework, you still have to complete that amount of coursework. Announcements. Anytime something is happening, I post announcements. Make sure you subscribe to those announcements so that you're notified whenever something changes in the class. You will have direct access to your gradebook throughout the semester. You can even do the what if I get this grade on this assignment, and what if I don't get this grade on this assignment, to kind of keep you on track. I urge you to continue to look at that. Now, I will tell you something that happens a lot on Pearson Revel, that students tend to panic, because what happens is, say if an assignment is worth, Pearson Revel is worth 260 points, and you go in Pearson Revel and you only complete 40 points of that, and then you log out of Pearson Revel. On your phone, if you have the Pearson Revel app, it will show your grade dropping down substantially, because you haven't completed those points that you started. So don't panic. I mean, that's perfectly normal, and so you have to kind of get used to this. Now, on discussion postings, something that I do that other professors don't do is that if you have responded, but you haven't responded to 2 classmates, sometimes I issue a 5-point grade, so that it's kind of a heads up. You see 5 points out of 20, it's telling you that you did not complete the other 2 classmates' postings. I found from previous years that students complete these discussions, but they forget to respond to classmates. And so once the deadline has passed, there's no assignment makeups. And so if you look at your gradebook and you see a 5-point score, what that means is that you haven't completed the other 2 classmates' discussions. If you see a 1-point score, that means you haven't posted at all, like you haven't even posted to the class. And so that's important. It's kind of giving you a heads up. If you post and then you still haven't posted the discussions, you'll see that 1 point move to a 5-point, and then once the assignment closes, which is usually by Friday, then I will grade your discussion posting and you'll have a grade out of 20 points. So keep that in mind so that you don't panic. On the Cyber Cafe, I'm constantly posting questions that students ask me so that you can go review those answers and save yourself enough time. Again, Cyber Cafe is open 24 hours a day, 7 days a week, and so you can post a question there for other classmates, or you can email me directly, whatever is your preference, and then we'll go from there. Make sure you edit your discussion postings before you post. I require that you include the original numbers, original questions, and your answers. And there is a minimum word count on the discussion postings. Do not put excessive compliments on the discussion postings, as those adjectives don't count towards the minimum word requirement. I urge you to really focus on what we're learning in the class or you've learned in the discussion posting assignment when you respond to other classmates. And so you talk about the issues, not them. I get these discussion postings that are all about compliments and have no academic substance in them. Some of them will say, hey John, really liked your posting. I agree everything you said. You were right on point. I like how your posting is organized and blah, blah, blah. But that tells me nothing. It has no academic substance. It's not talking about search and seizure. It's not talking about consensual encounters. It's not talking about criminal law. It's not talking about administration of justice. And so you may get a message from me saying, hey, your posting contains no academic substance. And what that means is you need to really get serious about what you're responding to classmates so that you don't get docked points on these discussion postings. Okay, I'm about ready to conclude this. Before I do, I want to tell you that we're going to try to have at least a couple of Zoom meetings throughout the semester. And these is your opportunity to ask me any questions, whether it's about the course or questions on criminal justice careers, maybe some directions on what you want to take your academic degree to. And so be reading the announcements. I will post the announcements. I may even do a survey to find out what is the best days for you to do the Zoom meetings, best days and times, so that it's more convenient for the majority of you. So be looking for that. These are live video meetings with the class professor, and you'll be able to ask me anything that is on your mind. Okay, well, welcome to the first day. I hope you're going to do well in the course. I hope you stay focused. I hope you stay in touch with me. Shoot me any questions, as I am here to help you succeed. And thank you for listening.